Hey, I'm PH, and welcome to another episode of Good Bible Knowledge with PhD. In this set of videos, I want to answer common questions about the Bible in a fun and creative way. I hope these videos will be helpful for your own spiritual journey in Jesus. Let's get started. What happened when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into a fiery furnace? When Israel was conquered by the nation of Babylon, King Nebuchadnezzar took several young men and women to be forcefully indoctrinated into the Babylonian culture. Among these were Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, faithful men who chose to honor God under tremendous pressure and threat. And because of their faithfulness, God miraculously enabled these men to be placed in high positions of authority in the Babylonian Empire. Sometime later, King Nebuchadnezzar ordered the construction of a golden idol 90 feet high and 9 feet wide on the plain of Dura. When the idol was finished, he gathered all the leaders and officials to stand before the idol and ordered that when the trumpet was sound, all were to bow down to this golden idol, and whoever refused to bow would be thrown into a fiery furnace. Daniel at this time was absent. However, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were among the crowd. At the sound of the trumpets, everyone bowed except for these three young men. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were immediately brought before the king, who in a furious rage proclaimed, "Who is the God who will deliver you now?" To which the men replied, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not answer to you, but only to our God, who is able to deliver us from the fire. But know this, even if he does not deliver us, we will never bow down before your gods." To this, Nebuchadnezzar was even more enraged and ordered the fire to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. He then had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego bound and brought to the furnace. The fire was so intense that the captors themselves were killed by the power of the heat. And after the 3 were cast into the furnace, the king gazed into the fire and was astonished by what he saw. He said to his counselors, "Did we not throw 3 men into the fire? Why is it that I now see 4 men walking amidst the fire unhurt? And the 4th man has the appearance of a son of God." Nebuchadnezzar then called out the 3, addressing them as servants of the Most High God. And when they came out of the furnace, everyone was amazed that not even a hair on their head was harmed. Nebuchadnezzar then declared in the hearing of all the people, "The God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is the one true God, because no other God could ever deliver in this way." What can we learn from Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Even if they were not going to be delivered, these 3 men were determined to honor God, whether in life or death. True faith involves the willingness to stand for God regardless of the outcome. Who was the 4th man that King Nebuchadnezzar saw in the fire with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? It was none other than Jesus himself. This is why the king said he has the appearance of a son of God. Jesus, the Son of God, left his heavenly throne in heaven to walk with man. He suffered and gave his life on the cross as a payment for our sin, and then 3 days later he rose from the dead. And God promises to anyone who confesses their sin and believes that Jesus died and rose from the dead and puts their faith in him, that Jesus will walk with them through the fire. When the judgment of God comes on the final day, for anyone who puts their faith in Jesus, not a single hair on their head will be harmed. They will instead find eternal life through Jesus, the very Son of God. Thanks for listening to another episode of Good Bible Knowledge. We'll see you next time.